and God denyo. Oh, what that I. This is the voice of the Patriot. And here we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Now today we have a number of issues to look at in our daily editorial, known as the voice of the Patriot. And I need you to come along. Now the very first story is taken from Ghana Web, and it says Qur'an mixed with other documents. Watch as headmistress PAC's reactions at PAC. And I read, now a clash between Islamic girls senior high school headmistress Safia Salifu and PAC chairperson Abena Osaya Sari over the handling of the Qur'an at a public account committee sitting on May 21, 2026 has sparked reactions online. Now the incident stemmed from a request by Salifu for special religious privileges in the handling of the Holy Qur'an at the time she was asked to swear an oath during a public accounts committee hearing. She respectfully requested that the Holy Qur'an be accorded special religious consideration. She asked that the Qur'an be placed in a separate box, kept apart from other documents, the book and books, and handled exclusively by a Muslim, citing the sacred nature of the holy book in Islamic tradition. I have a plea, Honorable Chair. Please, can you put Honorable Miss Bao in charge of our Qur'an? Because we don't put anything on the Qur'an, and it is being mixed up with other documents. Thank you. No, we have to get a separate box to keep the Qur'an in, and probably get a Muslim to serve it to me, because we perform ablution before touching it. I see that it has been mixed with some other documents. Thank you, Salifu family stated. Now reacting to a plea, however, the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, Abena Osaya Sari, rejected the request. She emphasized equal treatment for all religious texts used in the committee's proceedings, describing both the Bible and the Quran simply as tools for the work at hand. My brother, my sister, I honestly don't know how to handle this, but I will handle it. It is so sad, so shameful on the part of an arrogant, ignorant, illiterate, religious illiterate woman sitting at the PAC to talk so arrogantly. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. This is so nauseating, my brother. This woman has no respect for any religious tradition in this country. This woman does not deserve to be the chairman of the PAC. My brother, my sister, where is the importance of swearing with a book or a cross? It's supposed to be accorded its religious value. So if you have a guest in there who is ready to accord such a thing more respect, what do? You uphold it. After all, that is the reason that object or the book is there. Again, my brother, I am so angry with this woman. I honestly don't know what to say, but I'm going to check myself. Listen, if you are ignorant of religious traditions and somebody decides to draw your attention to it, the best you can do is what? To consider jaw-jawing. To consider, my brother, my sister, talking to people who know. Not to sit down and arbitrarily decide to talk like the arrogant and religiously ignorant woman that you are. I am angry, my brother. Now, Muslims generally are taught to accord all the respect they can ever have for the Quran. Muslims do not touch the Quran if they don't perform ablution. Muslim women are not supposed to touch the Quran when they are menstruating until they finish up with their menstruation. Muslims in general are not permitted to touch the Quran unless they are finished performing ablution. Muslim men and women are not permitted to touch the Quran if they have just finished having sex. Yes, when you have sex as a Muslim, there is a ritual you are supposed to go through. It's called Janabat. You wash your body right from the head all the way down to the feet. My brother, and there is a way to do it. It's not a mere bath. It's a religious bath of cleansing. That is what Muslims believe in. You can't finish having sex and go touch the Quran. No, it's not accepted in Islam. You can't walk about coming out of the toilet and go hold the Quran. It's not accepted. That is the belief of the Muslim. If you are going to use his book for swearing at any occasion, accord him the respect. He says that, listen, my book, you can't touch it if you have not performed ablution. But because you are not Muslim, I can't force you to go perform ablution. Can you get a Muslim to deliver this oath? And you sit down arrogantly, religiously ignoramus of a person. You say no. The Quran and the Bible, there's only one box that they are supposed to be in. Look, Christians have no qualms about touching the Bible even whilst having sex. Christians have no qualms about reading the Bible even if you are sitting on the WC. Christians will not stop you from touching the Bible even if you are sitting in fire. But Muslims do. Accord them the respect that they deserve. I think this woman is very indisciplined and very, very arrogant. She has no respect. My brother, my sister. So if a traditionalist from Nogokpo comes there and he says that I'm going to swear by my gods, the Nogokpo God, and I have the God here, that is what I believe in. But to touch this God, whoever is going to hold it must pour libation. My brother, my sister, luckily, amongst us, we have people of all different faiths. Is it not just prudent to find somebody who shares the same faith to pour the libation while this person does his oath swearing? Or you will go ahead and just call just any person to come and hold the God. If they turn into goats and sheep, whose fault is it? Learn to respect people's religions. I might not be a Muslim. I might not be a Christian. I might not be a traditionalist. But I must respect people's choices of faith. If you are going to the mosque, you can't enter if you have just finished having sex. You can't enter the mosque if you have not performed ablution. That is the Muslims' belief. My brother, if you are just coming out of the toilet and you walk into the mosque, it is unacceptable in Islam. Once we live with Muslims, we must learn to accord them that respect if we are going to their mosque. Wash our backside. Wash whatever is supposed to be washed before we enter there. That was why recently some people were said to have gone into the mosque without performing ablution. I think the president or somebody like that. And Muslims, in fact, made a whole fuss about the whole thing. In conclusion, if you don't know, please learn. Don't be quick to give a response that would have a lasting effect on our people. Today, if Muslims get angry and decide to talk to you anyhow, or do some other things that we don't want to say here, whose fault is it? I think this is most unfortunate. I think that the lady, Madam Safia, did her best to educate this woman. When Muslims are having an argument, some of them even swear by the Quran. I swear by the Quran, what I'm telling you is the truth. That is how much they revere that. How many Christians swear by the Bible? Middle Bible. How many times have you heard that? The Christian is not really seen, or a lot of Christians don't really see the Bible or the book as something that has power. The book itself has no power. What has the power is the content. They are two different things. There's no power in the book itself, where you hold it and decide to hit somebody's head with it and think they will turn into snakes. You are lying. They will never turn into snakes. But the words contained in the Bible are those that are powerful. In other words, there is no power in the bottle. There is only power in the content of the bottle. Is it difficult to understand? You are trying to move away from religiosity into spirituality. Is it difficult to understand? In the days, many people believe that the book called the Bible had some power. So they'll go to bed and put it under their pillow. Some would open some psalms that are talking about killing enemies. Open that wide and put that on their chest, hoping that some enemies coming after them will die. No, they won't die. Christianity has moved from religiosity to spirituality. The power is in the words of the Bible, not in the book. The book is a mere paper. That's what the average Christian is being taught. When the Bible was not compiled yet, where was the power? But Muslims have a different belief altogether. Some Muslims even believe that writing the words of the Quran on a piece of wood, washing it and drinking it gives them power. Some Muslims also believe that writing the words of the Quran, sewing that in a leather, wearing that around their necks or around their waist gives them power. But Christians, I haven't seen one Christian yet who believes that writing the verse in the Bible and swallowing it or tying it around their arms will make them powerful. I think Christianity is even against that. True or false? Educate me. You go to the Catholic Church and tell the Pope that if you write Psalm 102 verse 1 and tie it around your neck like a necklace. If a dog bites you, you will never feel the pain. I think the Pope will send you to a religious prison. The Pope would encourage you to use the words and extract power from the words. After all, Jesus Christ himself said that the words I speak to you are what? Power. Madam Chairman, I wasn't taught to say chairperson when I was in school. So I don't use that word, chairperson. My grammar teacher didn't teach me that. Whether it's a man or a woman, is still a chairman. The same way that we say man was born to live on earth, and it represents both men and women. At this point, the gender nonsense is taking over our mind. My brother, my sister, I think that, chairman, please be careful. I leave it here. Now the next thing I want to look at is equally interesting, and it has to do with Chairman Wontumi. Chairman Wontumi was in court, and then whilst testifying, according to Ghana Web, he got very emotional and asked for water in court. I don't remember how many people have asked for water whilst in court. Well, I want to believe that because water is easily accessible, the court granted it. If you are not careful, people will soon go to court and ask for fufu and a bank coin with a krantie before they can finish their testimony. I think we'll need to look at the precedents very, very well. My brother, my sister, Chairman Wontumi was in court. And this is the story. Drama in court as crying Wontumi reportedly requests for water under cross-examination. And when you read the story, my brother, my sister, what happened? Let me take it. Chairman Wontumi was in court, and under cross-examination, my brother, my sister, he all of a sudden started to sob. You know what it means to sob, right? And they brought him a bottle of water. I read. Now, drama unfolded at the Accra High Court on May 21, 2026. That's yesterday. As Bernard Mchibosia, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi and Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, mounted the witness box in the high-profile illegal mining case involving his company, Akunta Mining Limited. According to a post by Obimpena Austin on X, tensions rose during an intense cross-examination when Wontumi appeared visibly emotional and at one point requested for water from the court. And this is an AI image of Chairman Wontumi drinking water in court, because photographs are not allowed in court. So this is an AI image of Chairman Wontumi drinking a bottle of chilled water. And I'm glad it's water made in Ghana. If you look at it, it looks like it's Voltic mineral water. My brother, my sister. Now, water is life. If people don't drink water, they might just collapse and die. So it was good that the court decided to give Chairman Wontumi water. Was it a good opportunity for him to take some respite in order to gather his thoughts? While in the wisdom of the court, he was given a bottle of water. But my fear is this. Once there's a precedence that somebody was allowed in the middle of a cross-examination to get a bottle of chilled water to cool his throat, another may just go there and ask for fufuo and abenkwine with akrantie before he can continue with the cross-examination. In that case, what do? What will the court do? Adjourn for akrantie and abenkwine and fufuo? Or what? Where are my friends who are learned? This one goes out to you. What is your answer? Anyway, Chairman Wontumi's case is in court. And under cross-examination, he has said a lot of things. My brother, my sister, our prayer is that at the end of the day, the truth will out. And once the truth comes out like that, Ghana would be the victor. It's the voice of the Patriot. And my name, Blakk Rasta.